from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi there, good morning. It is Friday, May 19th.
Yes, we made it to Friday. Happy Friday. The week's been pretty good, but looking forward to an even better weekend as far as the weather goes.
It's going to cooperate. There's one little wrinkle in the forecast, and Justin joins us now with a preview.
Yeah, we do have some storms that will be headed our way tonight. I think most of that's through here by tomorrow morning, so your Saturday plans should be okay. You will want to keep an eye on the radar tomorrow morning if you have a kids' soccer match or anything like that going on, especially pretty early around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Let's take a look at some of the weather headlines. Today, cloudy. Yeah, you can see that out there. It's an overcast morning. And we'll see those clouds eventually clear out. The sun comes out. It'll be hot today. Temperatures up near 90. Storms tonight, overnight. Few strong storms. We do need to mention that. And then on Sunday, I think we could see a few showers early in the day. So we may be dodging some rain here and there over the next 48 hours or so. 73 right now. Again, overcast. Dew point is at 71. That number is up in a big way. It is extremely sticky out there with southerly winds at 7 miles per hour. Here are the storm threats tonight. Look, they're not huge, but we will have to watch out for some hail and wind with some of those stronger cells once they develop. And I think that's mainly going to be San Antonio and points north. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast today, cloudy through about lunchtime, and then we'll get those temperatures up to near 90 with mostly sunny skies during the afternoon. Notice no rain chances there, but they do pick up starting around 8 p.m. And from there, you'll see some higher rain chances as we head towards midnight and again early tomorrow morning. Much more on all of this rain and the chances coming up here in just a bit. We'll get over to Stephen now and check in on the tail end of the morning commute.
Well, you know, people are still out there, Justin. Thankfully, they're really not going to encounter any big issues, just construction. More on that in just a minute. But quick look around town. Things have been great. In fact, our Friday morning commute was off to a little bit of a bumpy start there in some of these shots from TransGuide. But thankfully, a lot of that has already cleared out. And you can see 410 at Babcock. I'm seeing just maybe a little bit of that fog out there, but really not causing any issues for drivers. As we take you to our map, but lots of green on the screen and still some of the scattered construction you can see right behind me. Well, one of the areas you may encounter if you're traveling up north along 281, those northbound lanes, traffic's moving at 18 miles per hour, not too far from Overlook Parkway. Here's why. We're seeing a lot of asphalt work take place. This has been current for quite a while. It's going to take us all the way up until Sunday, May 21st. At least a portion of it is. The work will wrap around 3 in the afternoon. Let's keep our fingers crossed that is the case. Alternating lane closures along the frontage road in both directions. And again, that's at Overlook Parkway. But you can scan this QR code and it takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. If you have anyone coming in for a college graduation, let them know what they can expect, what areas they may want to avoid. We have a full list of all the closures on our website. Again, that is ksat.com/traffic. Scan that QR code and it takes you directly there. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Here's today's 9 at 9. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy say they're finding common ground in debt ceiling negotiations. Their headway comes just 13 days away from a possible default on June 1st. As high-level talks continue, there are signs their deal could face hurdles in Congress.
President Biden is in Japan for the G7 summit, where he will try to convince other world leaders to take a shared approach in dealing with China and Russia. We learned today that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will appear in person at the summit. President Biden shortened this trip to get back home to try to get a deal done on the debt ceiling crisis.
New video shows the frantic moments as officers confront the suspect in the mass shooting that happened on Monday in New Mexico. 18-year-old Bo Wilson was wearing a homemade bulletproof vest as he began the shooting rampage in his neighborhood. Officers were able to take him down, but not before 9 people were shot, 3 of whom died.
A big win for the tech industry. U.S. Supreme Court unanimously sided with Google, Facebook, and Twitter in a pair of cases brought by families of Americans who were killed in terrorist attacks overseas. The families alleged the tech companies were indirectly complicit in the attacks by not removing extremist content on their platforms, but the justices disagreed.
Kia and Hyundai have agreed to a $200 million settlement over claims their vehicles are too easy to steal. Class action settlement could benefit as many as 9 million vehicle owners who suffered property loss. In addition to the settlement, Kia and Hyundai say they have developed software patches to correct the problem. The update will be downloaded automatically with any dealer service appointment.
More than 33 million people across the country driving vehicles that contain a potentially deadly threat, airbag inflators that could explode in a collision and spew shrapnel. Airbag manufacturer Arc Automotive is refusing the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's demands to recall 67 million inflators. Arc claims its inflators are safe. The fight between the company and the agency could soon head to court.
The Walt Disney Company announced it is scrapping plans for a new billion-dollar campus in Central Florida. Disney says the project would have brought about 2,000 jobs to the state, but is now staying in California. The move comes during Disney's ongoing dispute with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, triggered after the company came out against what critics call the Don't Say Gay law.
The National Association of Realtors reports that existing home sales, which make up most of the housing market, dropped by 3.4% between March and April this year, their sharpest decline in more than 11 years. The median price for existing homes was also down 1.7% from a year earlier.
Walmart upped its sales and profit outlook for the year. On news, its sales were up nearly 8% in the latest quarter. The retail giant is seeing more bargain shoppers as consumers cut other expenses. And that's today's 9 at 9.
In your morning headlines, a huge fire in North Carolina, massive problems for construction workers trying to escape, and one person died. Plus, a memorial unveiled in Santa Fe High School honoring the victims of that school shooting.
And you might be shocked where San Antonio ranks when it comes to the most attractive cities to live in. David Sears is here with all the stories.
I always question these rankings and, all these.
Couldn't tell by the look on your face.
Yeah,
a little skeptical.
I would only not question it if San Antonio was number one.
Right.
But,
then it's totally legit from the get-go.
But see, if it's not number one, then really, what are these people thinking? We'll have that in just a second. First, let's start with a tragic scene in Charlotte, North Carolina, an apartment building under construction, burning to the ground and unfortunately taking a life with it. The fire got started from a machine that caught fire on the second floor. Next thing, about 100 construction workers are having to scramble to get out and get to safety. However, the flames and smoke got going so fast, a crane operator had no way to get down. He was 6 stories up, was stuck up there for 2 hours before he was rescued. Firefighters were able to pull a dozen people to safety, but unfortunately, at least one construction worker didn't make it. The mom of 30-year-old DeMonte Sherrill watching it all unfold on Facebook Live. Then she got the call that her son did not survive.
Was hoping, but just from the live and the way the room filled up with smoke, I didn't see it being any hope. A loving father, caring person, and he just wanted to be with his children.
Turned out to be a 5-alarm fire. The heat from the flames reached over 2,000 degrees, mostly because there was so much wood that was exposed to fuel those flames. You are looking at the memorial for those 10 who lost their lives in that Santa Fe High School shooting 5 years ago, Santa Fe southeast of Houston. The 10 football statue unveiled yesterday. The school's mascot, the Indians, the memorial called Warrior Spirit. There are 10 feathers on that spear representing the 10 lives lost. Each feather has the initials of one of the victims. Some of the family members didn't attend, saying it was just too painful. However, there were some who did make it to the unveiling. One of them, Ashley Perkins, her mother was a teacher killed in that shooting.
I really admire the personal touch with the initials on the back. They included for the 10 victims, and it's a nice gesture.
The statue designed by Eric Christensen. He is the sculptor who designed the Texas A&M Bonfire Memorial. The accused gunman has been declared incompetent to stand trial and is undergoing treatment. Hey, you might want to sit down for this one because some of you are going to be a little shocked. It's not video San Antonio or even a Texas city. You're looking at video of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Why are we showing that, you ask? Because Green Bay has been ranked as the best city to live in the U.S. out of 150 metro areas. That is according to U.S. News and World Report. They have a 10-point grading system. Green Bay had a city-high 6.9. They consider factors like affordability. Their average home price is $247,000. They also considered quality of life, job market, desirability. They considered cost of living, weather. Doesn't it snow like all the time in Green Bay? And access to health care. Obviously, their leadership is pretty excited.
It's fantastic accolades, and from a highly respected publication. Of course, we think they're spot on, putting Green Bay at the top of the list. A lot of times, I think as locals, we don't always recognize what a great community we live in.
All right, so here's how the cities in Texas ranked with new U.S. News and World Report. They're highly respected publication. I'm not sure of that anymore. So Austin was 40th. San Antonio was 103rd. Dallas 113. Houston 140. Back to San Antonio. They said San Antonio, they described us as a comfortable as an old pair of jeans.
That should be a compliment.
Well, I take that as a compliment,
Right?
I guess. Yeah, because, you know.
Well, if you take Austin off the list, those are actually our summertime temperatures, 103 and 13, and feels like 140 with the humidity.
Maybe.
I would have never in 100 years thought Green Bay would be on top of the list, especially when it comes to weather.
Well, maybe it's the time of year that the people came to visit San Antonio. Maybe they didn't come, during our nice spring or nice fall.
Yeah.
Maybe they came like in the middle of the summer.
I'm with you on that. Let's get U.S. News and World Report's little committee. Come down here.
But I mean, the highest ranking city was 40th in this.
40th, Austin.
In Texas.
Yes.
And it's Austin.
Okay. Old pair of jeans and all. David Sears, thank you very much, sir.
Have a nice weekend.
You too. Thank you. 9:08, 73 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
It's about to get really busy at the Justice Center. 2 high-profile trials get underway next week. Our court reporter, Erica Hernandez, will join us in the next half hour to talk about those 2 trials and how you can watch one live from beginning to end.
Plus, a festival showcasing the best when it comes to different musical styles of conjunto music. Attracts people from across the country and around the world. Tiffany Huertas is going to explain who will take the stage at the 41st annual Tejano Conjunto Festival, coming up next.
And welcome back. It's 9:12 this weekend. You can hear the very best in conjunto music from all across the many different styles played in Texas at the 41st annual Tejano Conjunto Festival.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from Rosedale Park, where the 3-day festival kicks off tonight with special performances. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning, and preparations are on the way, but I don't know if you remember last year I was dancing away right here. There's going to be so many special performances this year, and students from the Rio Grande Valley and from San Antonio are also performing. This morning we have the founder of the festival, Juan Tejeda. Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany. Glad you're here.
Yes, so exciting. I love this event. Tell us about what's new this year.
Well, we have some new conjuntos that are performing. Every year we try to integrate new bands, but also presenting the best in conjunto music, always the popular. And a lot of dancing, a lot of food, booths, student recitals, as you mentioned, the posters and merchandise sales. And tonight this place is going to be packed.
Conjunto music has so much history. Tell us about it.
Well, we adopted the button accordion from the German settlers, and this is the principal instrument in the conjunto ensemble. And the Tejanos, or Texas Mexicans here, living here, created an American original ensemble and style of music back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So this tradition, very popular musical tradition within our culture and for our people, has been in existence for a little over 100 years.
What are you looking forward to the most?
A lot of dancing, a lot of great conjunto music, so we want to invite everybody to come on out all weekend long.
And this is something you've been in your family for many years. Since you were a baby, you were listening to this music. So can you give us a little sneak peek?
Sure, and of course I usually have an accompanist, but I'm going to do this by myself. So this is a little polka that I learned when I was 9 years old from Santiago Jimenez Jr., one of the greats in conjunto music, called La Piedrera.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to have the information about the tickets on KSAT.com. And again, this event starts today here at Rosedale Park, and it starts at 5:30. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. We'll see her dancing later at 5:30.
Hopefully. Outside with live cam, far different picture this morning. Lots of clouds out there. I'm sure this is one of those days where If you took off from San Antonio International, at some point you'd punch right through those clouds, bright sunshine above the cloud deck.
You would. It would happen pretty quickly because those are low clouds. So you would go right up into the blue skies. And we're going to see some of those blue skies later today. It'll probably just take another couple of hours. And then most of today is going to be pretty nice. Let's first start with the forecast. Get you set for your day. 79 noontime. There is the breakup of that cloud cover. And by the afternoon, we're up near 90s. So it will be hot. Not only that, it'll be humid. Dew points are in the low 70s this morning. So the air is very thick. It'll be sticky. And we'll see quiet conditions until we get to tonight. So by about 9 o'clock, we're going to start to add in some rain chances here. And then they ramp up a little bit from there. Here's what we're thinking overnight. About 10 p.m., maybe midnight through early tomorrow morning. About a 40% chance of some storms. Some of those could be strong. So what we're going to have to watch is what develops north of us in the hill country. If they form into a cluster and work their way towards San Antonio, then we'll have a little better opportunity. But right now, I think about a 40% chance, and we will be watching for some of those stronger storms overnight. Here's what we have going on right now. We've got a front up across parts of North Texas. This is the same front that will bring us weather tonight. It'll start to shift south. And so by 5 o'clock, it will develop some storms, but they'll still be well to our north around dinner time. So up around Waco, Dallas. And then by the overnight hours, then you start to see more of those storms blossoming here. There is a risk for severe weather in this area in darker pink, you see. That's where we have a risk of about 2 on a scale of 1 to 5. And as it usually is around here, it's hail and gusty winds that would be the main threats overnight. So let me walk you through the forecast here. 9 o'clock, starting to see some of those storms up around Kerrville into the hill country, and then they move a little bit further south with some storms maybe moving in around midnight. This particular model shows another cluster trying to work in early tomorrow morning, pre-dawn, with some showers and storms, and then that all pushes south with some more showers showing up as we get into Sunday morning. So these are all things we'll be watching. The threat for severe weather tonight is low end, as we said, but it is there. I think hail and gusty winds probably would be the biggest issues if we do see some of those stronger storms show up. All in all, the weekend should be okay. We've got a couple windows of rain that we've got to watch, right? So tomorrow morning with the storms, and then probably just a mostly cloudy afternoon, we're up around 81. On Sunday, we get some of those morning showers I just showed you, cooler, but then probably the second half of the day is okay. So if you have plans this weekend, obviously keep them, but just know you may be dodging some rain here and there. Outside right now, we've got 73 and cloudy. Dew point is at 71. Southerly winds at about 7 miles per hour. And the cloud cover this morning, you can see the blanket of clouds over top of us right now. These should start to break up. Already starting to see the clouds break up there in Medina and Uvalde counties. It'll take a little longer here in Bexar County, but it will happen. 73 right now, 79 Kennedy where the sun is out, 74 Gonzales, 74 in Uvalde, and 72 right now Rock Springs. Low to mid 70s here in San Antonio right now. We're up around 90 today. Again, that will feel hotter. It'll feel like it's in the mid 90s when you factor in that humidity. As we look down the line here, we mentioned the weekend forecast. So 40% chance of storms tonight, 30% chance of showers Sunday morning, 81 Saturday, 79 Sunday, 86 Monday, and really next week it gets a lot more quiet. Maybe a storm here or there, but the pattern is much quieter than we have been seeing, kind of right on cue as we head towards June.
All right. Well, at least it's nice for the weekend before we start hitting 90s and 100s. We won't talk about that.
Not bad. 70s on Sunday, and hopefully we get some rain too.
I like the umbrellas on your tie.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute.
Yep. I'm hoping for some rain. So this
It's
is
like
good luck
if
charm.
there was a Weatherman ties aisle, it's like you went down it and said, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
With suns also.
I've got one of those too.
We'll look out for it.
Yeah.
920, 73 degrees.
And coming up next, a special graduation happening this weekend for one local family that's been waiting more than 20 years for it to happen. We're going to tell you about the graduate and what this means to the family.
The road to graduation day has been especially long for members of a local family.
They have been waiting more than 20 years for their loved one to receive his college diploma, and this weekend they will all be there at UTSA when that finally happens.
However, Katrina Weber tells us why the graduate himself will not be able to attend.
A photo shows the last time Paul Mayfield wore a cap and gown as a high school graduate decades ago. Now there are graduation vibes in the air again.
I'm so excited that my brother's going to be getting his bachelor's degree.
Just so very happy that this is happening.
His family is overjoyed, and they know Paul would be too. He died in 2003 before he could finish his coursework in interdisciplinary studies at UTSA.
I wrote a letter to the university president of UTSA, and I just said, you probably don't get this request every day, but could you give my brother a degree?
To her surprise, the school readily agreed to the posthumous award. His family believes it's an honor for a life well lived.
See the sun shining, like I definitely feel his presence.
He was so smart too. He just cared about people. He was always there for you if you needed him.
The siblings feel it's a way to celebrate Paul's memory and uphold a value instilled in them by their parents.
And the idea that education was a way to transcend and go to a next level of living.
In our core nuclear family, between mommy and daddy, all 8 kids, we have 19 college degrees.
Paul had been the only sibling without one, but that all changes after Saturday's ceremony. Family will be in the stands and on stage.
Yeah, I'm honored to be able to attend his graduation.
Getting up and getting dressed and getting there, walking the stage for my uncle, that does mean a lot to me.
Although this degree has been 20 years in the making, Janice quickly figured out what she's going to do with the diploma. She has a spot picked out on this wall right here next to the others.
He would be like, wow, you did this? You know, is this real? Because it's really unbelievable and pretty incredible.
For the family, it's a dream finally fulfilled. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
925, 74 degrees. There's more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including a look at some high-profile court cases beginning next week that we'll be following closely. Our Erica Hernandez is going to join us after the break to talk about which cases those are.
Ahead of the one-year anniversary of the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, ABC is airing a special 2020 tonight about this past year in the small town. We'll share a sneak peek of some of the stories you'll be able to see when we come back.
I couldn't tell him I was okay because I was in so much pain. I couldn't move, I couldn't talk. One of the officers jumped in and he pushed me out the window, and other 2 officers caught me, and then the 2 officers started walking me towards the parking lot.
I think it felt like the end, like closing this chapter, but there is no new chapter.
We are coming up on the one-year anniversary of the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, west of San Antonio. Tonight, ABC will be airing the special 2020 episode called It Happened Here, a Year in Uvalde.
The documentary will provide a more in-depth look into that tragic day and share several personal stories of members of the community, including the Rubio family, who moved their family to a different house because seeing their daughter's empty bedroom was too much for their surviving kids to bear.
It's just one of the many stories you'll see and hear. You can watch the 2020 special tonight right here on KSAT 12 beginning at 8 o'clock. And coming up in just a few hours, on the news at noon, reporter John Quinones joins David Sears and Ursula Perry live to discuss the special and what he has experienced while covering this community's recovery.
And our court coverage is about to ramp up in the coming weeks as 2 high-profile trials get underway.
Not only that, but we're also awaiting a judge's decision on a bond hearing that took place just yesterday. Here to talk about all that is our court reporter, Erica Hernandez. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us. First of all, Erica, let's talk about the retrial that we've been waiting for since 2019. So this is a murder case of Trinity University cheerleader Kaylee Mandati, and remind people why this is a retrial.
So this is a retrial because there was already a trial back in 2019. Mark Howerton, who is the accused here, was charged in her murder, which was actually that took place back in 2017. So this is a case that's got a lot of years behind it. In 2019, it ended with a hung jury, and now we're back at it. COVID delayed it. Then there was an appeal to not have the retrial, but that was denied. So this is where we sit. Jury is going to be selected on Monday, and then trial will start testimony on Tuesday. But I want to make it very clear with this case, we are covering it, but our cameras are not allowed in the courtroom. So I will just be covering it just kind of regurgitating throughout the day what's going on. You can follow on social media as I will be putting updates out on that one.
Also starting next week, a 2017 case involving the death of 4-year-old Dorovion Whitley. Why has this case taken so long to go to trial?
So with this case, there is a lot of co-defendants in this case, but there was also a federal case that went along with it. And that's how we kind of started putting the pieces together after that drive-by shooting took place in 2017. There was a lot of players involved. And once that federal investigation came out, then we saw arrests made. Arrests weren't made in his death until 3 years ago. There were 6 people arrested, 4 still on a murder charge. The first one of the co-defendants, John Chapman, will be the first one to go to trial. Again, he will also have his trial starting next week, jury selection also on Monday, and then the trial to follow right after. They could start Monday afternoon or they could start Tuesday morning. We're being told it just all depends when the panel is picked.
And you're covering both of these high-profile cases, but tell us there's one that's going to be live streaming.
Yeah, so we will be live streaming that John Chapman trial because we aren't allowed in the Howerton retrial. So we will be, you can watch that on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, anywhere you could watch any of our platforms. That's where we streamed at. And of course, like everything, go to our website for all our court coverage.
Okay, Erica. And yesterday, a very important bond hearing took place for Stephen Clare, who's accused of shooting his ex-wife and brutally stabbing his 2 kids, killing one of them. Why didn't the judge make a decision yesterday on that motion filed?
So there was a lot of evidence that was introduced yesterday, including body camera, and the defense objected to it being published in the courtroom because he didn't want it to tamper any future jury pools if this goes to trial. So the judge decided, you know what? I'm going to take time to look and review over all the evidence, so I can't make a decision today until I review that and see it himself. And so that could be a day, it could be a couple days. This is the same judge that's presiding over the Chapman trial, so it could happen in between hearings. We don't know. We're going to stay kind of on top of it. Thankfully, we have a camera there that's already set for that Chapman trial, so if that does happen in between any kind of breaks and recesses, we'll be there to find out what he'll decide. And there's 2 motions filed in that case. There is a motion to deny bond, which is what the state wants there not to be no bond. Right now, it's currently at $3.5 million, but the defense is seeking to have that lowered. So we will see what the judge decides on both those motions that were filed.
All right. Well, thank you for checking in with us. You're going to have a busy week starting next week.
And it's going to be a busy summer, guys. We have so many trials. These are just the first 2 to kind of kick it off, and then it just kind of ramps up and keeps going throughout the entire summer.
All right. We've got this QR code up for our court page coverage, including your open court.
Yes, Open Court newsletter, the Open Court page on the website, and any of our coverage. This will keep you all up to date if you go to that QR code.
Erica, thank you.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Good to see you.
It looks like out there with live cam this Friday morning, 74 degrees. We started off a little humid and it's still kind of cloudy out there, Justin.
Still overcast, still overcast. We're going to see some sun, though, here, I think, within the next couple of hours. These clouds will break up and we'll get some warm temperatures today, too. Pollen count is in. I wanted to pass that along to you. Molds are still high. They're down a little bit from yesterday, so this is good news here. Grass is low at 20. Molds are really all we're worried about at this point, and it's been because of the recent rainfall. Temperatures across the state. Look at Amarillo, 60 degrees. They had severe storms there yesterday, lots of heavy rain, but they are on the backside of a cold front, and it is feeling pretty nice up in the Texas Panhandle. That front is going to make it here. It will move through, so we'll see some cooler temperatures over the weekend, and we could see some showers and storms along with that front as well. Not much today, 83 at 1 o'clock, 86 at 2 p.m., and we top out near 90, mostly sunny. It's tonight that we watch for the rain chances, 20%. At 9 o'clock, and from there it only ramps up. In fact, by midnight through about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to call for a 40% chance of some storms. Not everyone's going to get rain, but those who do run the risk of seeing a couple of strong storms, hail, and gusty winds being the main threats. We'll talk much more about the timing here and the fact that we could see some more showers coming up on Sunday. That weekend forecast coming up in just a couple minutes.
See you in a minute, Justin. Thank you. A Southside Mexican restaurant got a failing score when health inspectors visited last month, and now we've learned that business has a new name and new owners.
Tim Gerber talked to the new owner to find out what happened behind the kitchen door.
Claudia's restaurant in the 1300 block of Pleasanton Road saw its previous score of 94 tumble all the way below failing, getting a 67 on their April inspection. Cooked meat was improperly cooled, a jar of mayonnaise was left sitting on a shelf, while several other foods were also sitting out waiting to be prepped. It should all be kept cold. Avocados found under raw chicken were discarded. The microwaves and cold holds were dirty, and the inspector watched a worker touch their face, who then proceeded to handle food. Another big problem, the business had been operating without a valid permit since last year. I stopped by this week to see if they've made corrections.
Can I talk to somebody about your recent inspection?
Co-owner Valeria Santos had a pretty good explanation for the failing score.
We changed the name.
Okay.
That was before us.
Santos said she recently bought the business with her mother, who was a cook for Claudia's. She said the inspection occurred before they took over.
This is us, but we're waiting for inspector to come on for us.
Santos showed me they have all the required permits in the new name, Lindsay's Cafe. They're still waiting for their first health inspection and are in the process of changing the name on the business. Las Minas Cafe in the 3800 block of Blanco Road earned a 75 and another inspection after racking up several violations. Cooling units for food and drinks were too warm. Dishes used to plate food still had water on them. Employees were touching ready-to-eat foods with bare hands. Raid bottles in the kitchen needed to be removed, and so did all the stuff blocking a hand-washing sink. They were also storing several utensils and a pitcher of water at room temp. It needs to be 135 or higher. The inspector left a long list of items to be corrected for the reinspection. The Chili's at 131 Southwest Loop 410 got an 82. They were improperly using ice to cool off cooked sausage. There was a black mold-like buildup in the ice machine. An employee used bare hands to put bacon on a burger that was served to a customer. Other workers weren't wearing hats and hairnets. The inspector also noted the entire place was in need of a deep cleaning, especially the kitchen, to remove dirt and food residue. A reinspection was ordered. For BKD, I'm Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
It's now 9:38, 74 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
If you've been considering removing your grass from your yard, you could be looking at getting $400 from SAWS. Well, coming up next, our Sarah Costa will tell you all you need to know and how to do that.
9:42. Get rid of your grass, and SAWS will help you pay for water-saving plans for your yard.
SAWS Water Saver Coupons allows residents up to $400 in rebates if you replace part of your lawn with drought-tolerant plants.
In this week's Gardening with KSAT, Sarah Costa spoke with SAWS about the program and even shows us how she used coupons for her own garden.
The recent rain has my backyard looking pretty good, but this was just a couple of months ago after enduring the summer drought and heat.
Pouring more and more water on it, and that just seems like a losing battle.
An expensive, non-sustainable battle.
It's the largest non-edible crop in the United States, and we use more water on it than anything else that we grow in the U.S., and that seems kind of crazy.
Yikes. It's why the Vice President of Conservation with the San Antonio Water System, Karen Guz, says SAWS is a program that offers coupons for drought and heat-tolerant plants to replace at least 200 square feet of your lawn and get rid of your sprinkler heads if you have them. I did the program back in March, and here's how it works. Take a picture of the grass area before. Upload and apply for coupons at gardenstylesanantonio.com. SAWS residents can apply for up to 4 landscape coupons per year with a lifetime limit of 8. The coupons are valued at $100 each. It takes about 10 days to get your coupons emailed back to you. I got $300 in coupons. I took my coupon codes to one of the participating local nurseries, Fanix. You can only use these coupons for SAWS-approved plants. Here, they have a section to make it easy. Most of these plants are native with the exception of some. For example, tropical milkweed. Guz explains how they are working with growers on cultivating more native options because they're hard to come by for now.
We also need them to be ones you can actually buy. And some of the native plants that we are looking forward to promoting in the future haven't yet gotten into cultivation. And it could be because they're not easy to cultivate in a greenhouse. And so it's a balancing act.
Each $100 coupon is good for 15 1-gallon size plants or small trees in 5-gallon containers. Without those $300 in coupons, my total for 45 plants would have been close to $538. If I had only done 15 plants, my total would have been closer to $75. I tilled up my area and got to digging. And here is the finished product. I took pictures and emailed them back to SAS before my deadline in October. And 2 months later, look at that growth. But more importantly, I don't have to water the area as much, which Guz says if you're watering your grass often before, you can save up to a quarter of watering. More importantly, you are creating an urban ecosystem for our very important pollinators and helping our rapidly growing city save water.
Water conservation is a benefit to us economically because it helps us stretch our water supply in an economical way. And then what we hope is that we're providing ways for people to do it and enjoy that landscape even more than what they had before.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Putting in the work.
Yeah, it pays off. It looks nice.
Looks very nice.
Garden's looking real good.
Yeah.
It's looking real nice. The rain's helped lately, too, I would imagine. As talking about cutting down on the water bill a little bit. Always helps. We have a little bit more rain in the forecast coming up tonight and then maybe again Sunday morning. So there's a couple of windows we're going to watch. Let's start with what's going on across the state because there is a temperature difference. We got a cold front to talk about, which is exciting. This front has made it into Lubbock, 68 there. Amarillo is sitting at 60. I don't remember what 60 feels like. It's been a while, but we are going to get some cooler weather that'll be moving in. This front does make it here, by the way, and that arrives a little bit later tonight. 73 right now in San Antonio, 82 Corpus Christi, 81 in Houston, 76 in Del Rio. And as we look at the big picture here with rainfall, there is rain underway. It's moving in across parts of Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Dallas. So that's right out ahead of that front that will make a push a little bit later this afternoon into central Texas, where we'll get some big time storms, I think. This is around 5 o'clock. Still north of us, though. We don't have any impacts yet. Dinner time will be probably just fine. We will watch for a few storms out west. Then as we get into tonight, some of those storms try to work a little bit closer to San Antonio and into tomorrow morning. We'll still see some chances. The threat for severe weather stretches from basically San Antonio, Hondo, Uvalde, up to Junction, San Angelo, Waco. That's kind of the favorite area. Still, even in this late peak area, we could see a couple strong storms. So that is what we'll be watching for mainly after dark tonight. And here is a little closer look at that forecast. So by 8 p.m., still nothing going on. We're probably looking at mostly sunny skies, but we do have storms building to our north. By midnight, this model wants to take some of those storms and work them down towards San Antonio and moving in right around midnight and into maybe 1, 2 o'clock. Then it gets another round coming through by tomorrow morning with some pockets of heavy rain, I might add. So if you're west of San Antonio, I think you have the greatest risk of seeing some heavier totals. But I don't think we have a huge flood threat, but we will have to watch for that. That moves south. That's probably our best opportunity for rain. And by midday, a lot of this is pushing south and west of San Antonio. So if you have Saturday afternoon plans, very well could be okay. As we know, once these storm systems work through, a lot of times they take all the energy out of the atmosphere and then things are pretty quiet. So this is 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon, just a 20% chance of rain. Then as we get into Sunday, we'll start to see some showers and storms building out west, and some of these showers move back towards San Antonio by, say, 7 a.m. We've got some showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms out west. This probably lasts until midday on Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon should be okay. The storm chances tonight, I'd say midnight through about 7 a.m. is when we have our greatest odds, 40%. There could be some severe involved too. Outside right now, look at that. Sun trying to shine through as we speak. 73 at the airport, 74 Stinson, 73 Kelly. And the dew point trend over the next 6 days, we will see very high dew points today and part of tomorrow, but those dew points come down with the front into the mid 60s. That makes the morning lows a little nicer, and the afternoons just a little bit better. But these dew points do try to creep back up by the middle part of next week. Very quickly, there's a look at the cloud cover, and then it's still over us, but it is starting to break up, and we should see more sun by the afternoon. So 11 o'clock, 77. 79 noontime. Again, the afternoon looks great, just warm. 90 at 5 o'clock, mostly sunny. And then by 9 o'clock, we begin to add in the rain chances, and we'll watch for those storms overnight. Your weekend, 81 Saturday, cooler, 40% chance of storms early, then a break, 30% chance of showers Sunday morning, then more of a break, but cooler, 79 on Sunday. And then after that, the weather pattern becomes a little more quiet. We'll see a 20% chance of rain Tuesday, otherwise just warm and partly cloudy into next week.
I like the 79.
79 is going to be very nice. I think Sunday with a lot of cloud cover, maybe some showers in the morning, it'll feel pretty good.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Justin.
It's about 10 till 74 degrees.
Little Mermaid will be in theaters soon. Justin will be going. I know he will.
For sure. For sure.
When we come back, we're going to hear from the cast about what it was like during filming.
Feels like we've been talking about this for years now. The live-action version of Little Mermaid will be in theaters a week from today.
ABC's George Pinocchio sat down with the stars of the film to talk about what it was like making this animated classic come to life.
I want to be where the people are.
Halle Bailey is Ariel for a whole new generation. Playing the title role in The Little Mermaid for director Rob Marshall has been one amazing experience for this rising star. And for her Prince Eric, played by Jonah Hauer-King. The first time that you saw what he envisioned, tell me what you thought.
Rob is very grand and loves drama and loves just the beautiful big production of things. And we walked into the most beautiful presentation we'd ever seen in our lives. It literally felt like a ride out of Disneyland.
Why don't you kiss that girl?
I mean, it was just like, wow. We were like, this is what it's gonna look like? Just so magical. And then it's one thing to see the vision that somebody has before, and then to see it after, when it's all put together, and it's just honestly mind-blowing.
How many wires were on the set on a given day? How often were you attached to something?
It was a job of wires, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, I mean, Halle had to do so much on the blue screen stage. I was doing a lot up on that ship, which I was very grateful for, actually, because I'm afraid of heights, and I was going way up there. So I was kept checking those wires, make sure I was not going to fall off.
The roles were physically challenging for both stars.
Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing.
It's exercise every day.
Oh yeah, that girl was in great shape. She's no longer here.
The Little Mermaid officially opens May 26th. In Los Angeles, George Pinocchio for ABC News.
Okay, we're in the mid-70s right now. Sun's starting to shine through, so we're going to get some mostly sunny skies later today. 90. We watch for storms tonight. That's after dark, midnight. They're about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Could see a few strong storms. Otherwise, mostly cloudy for much of your Saturday. Another chance for some showers Sunday morning.
You said your daughters have already been talking about Little
for
Mermaid?
sure, yeah.
All right. Just 18 months after opening to much fanfare, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel is preparing us for its final voyage.
Pricey Hotel, an immersive fan experience at Florida's Disney World, will close its doors on September 28th. At nearly $6,000 per couple for 2 weeknights, the price was out of reach for many Star Wars enthusiasts.
Now, from the beginning, critics panned the hotel for things like utilitarian bathrooms and disappointing cosplay lightsaber experience. Some said the interactive fan experiences didn't live up to expectations. Disney says they're not giving up on immersive, cutting-edge experiences for its guests. This one's just out of there.
Yeah, hopefully they'll make one more affordable.
No kidding.
That would be nice. Have a great weekend, guys.